Hi guys, welcome back to Christy's Book Corner. I'm your host, Christy Mason, and today we are finally finishing The Adventures of Connecticut, Connecticut's Journey to Grand Central Station by Christy Mason and Shelley Awad. We're finally going to finish this book, and a little fun fact. This is my first time reading my book since it's been published, and it was published back in 2011. Sorry, I just wanted to make it more fun. Alright, last chapter. Chapter 14. Celebration time. Woo woo! Today it was finally time for the big celebration. Today it was finally time for this big celebration. This was the happiest celebration that Grand Central had ever had. The guests included the mayor, many celebrities, all of the workers in the Grand Central, several police officers and security guards, Matthew Stone, and thousands of other people. Connecticut was looking forward to meeting these important people. The Reese family was going to give a thank you speech, and Connecticut wanted to hear it. Connecticut stood by the newsstand with Kate and Doc, watching people flock into the main lobby. He turned his head and saw his teacher, Mrs. Drabus, laughing with another teacher nearby. Whenever she laughed hard, she would snort. My geography teacher in high school snorted when she laughed one time, so that's where that came from. And her name is actually Mrs. Deus, but because of rights and confidentiality, we had to change it to Mrs. Drabus instead. Snorted. She made everyone else laugh along with her. Then she laughed harder because everyone else was laughing, and then she snorted again. This laughing attack lasted at least 15 minutes. Doc thought he was going to fall off on the ground. He was laughing so hard his knees were weak. After all the laughter and snorting, dance music began to play in the background. There was a mixture of slow songs in memory of Melbourne and some fast songs too. Connecticut danced to one of the slow songs with Kate. He held her around the waist tightly, almost like he was afraid of losing her. They danced and danced and danced, finally letting go of each other to get glasses of punch. It's like a juice, like a fruit punch. Matthew, the police officers and the security guards had a great time dancing too. Everyone said that they would remember how much fun they had. Mrs. Drabus said she would also remember how funny it was when she snorted and and how it made everyone else laugh too. Doc said he would remember how much fun he had laughing at a teacher snorting. Everyone else thought it was funny because Doc never had heard a teacher snort before. Connecticut knew he'd always remember dancing with Kate closely over and over again, and they'd all remember how the celebration ended. Connecticut couldn't help but smile, and Kate smiled back. They looked around the room and noticed everyone else smiling too. Doc was smiling at Mrs. Drabus. Mrs. Drabus was smiling at Jordan. Jordan was smiling at Christopher. Christopher was smiling at a girl in his class. It was just after 6 o'clock, and the Reese family was scheduled to give their speech. The dancing came to an end, and everyone pitched in to set up chairs for the speech. Someone made a stage in the middle of the lobby. Dad Reese was just about to start, but Doc had to go to the bathroom. They waited for Doc to return, and then the speech began. Dad Reese cleared his throat. This speech is to thank all of you for saving my son Connecticut. We are happy to have this celebration that includes wonderful guests and many of Connecticut's fans and friends from school. Connecticut waved to Aaron and his twin sister Jade, his good friends from school. They waved back and gave Connecticut a thumbs up sign. Dad Reese continued with his long speech. Continued with his long speech. The speech was so long the dog had to go to the bathroom again. He excused himself, and Dad Reese said they would take a short break. Later, everyone thanked the dog because the speech was a little too long, and they couldn't keep still. Doc returned, and Dad Reese continued with the speech. He called on Mom Reese to join him, and together they said nice things about Connecticut, and including how proud they were of him because of the way he handled the fight for his life. Dad Reese then added, "The last thing I'd like to say before I end this speech is that my son is a great person to have here in Grand Central, and I'm glad that we have Connecticut and New York with us. I'd like to propose a toast to our son, Connecticut. Come on up, Connecticut." Connecticut stood up from his chair and waved his way through the crowd. Weaved his way through the crowd of the people toward the stage. Suddenly, Connecticut saw Matthew run through the crowd, pushing people out of the way. A lady in the crowd screamed. Connecticut watched as Matthew dove onto Larry and Johnny Boy over the newsstand. No, they came back. Matthew had them pinned down with several officers ran to his aid. Two of the officers handcuffed them and led them out to the cruiser waiting in the front of the station. Everyone clapped, including Connecticut. He couldn't think of a better way to honor a moment. Once the commotion died down, Mom and Dad Reese stood on the stage and called Connecticut up again. He stood beside Dad and Mom Reese and thanked everyone for helping him. I'd like everyone to give Matthew Stone a round of applause. Thank you, Matthew, for catching the Grand Central attackers. I hope they will be in jail for a very long time. Everyone clapped and the celebration ended. The crowd thinned out as people left. It had been a long day, and everyone was tired. The Christmas holidays were filled with many fun times, and they flew by. Connecticut couldn't believe that New Year's Eve was finally here. He had his driver's license, and he decided to take Kate to Times Square. Later that evening, they were huddled close together, staring up the giant ball that was about to descend down upon them. It was 11:59. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Kate and Connecticut called out together. The ball hit the ground and the crowd cheered as they welcomed 2011. That's when the book was published. "Happy New Year, Kate," Connecticut said, and then he kissed her. Connecticut, "Happy New Year's to you, too." "Happy New Year to you," Kate replied as he hugged him. Kate's kiss made him forget all about the Battle of Connecticut and his parents, and Melman's death. Instead, he thought he was the luckiest guy on the face of the earth. Yay! We're finished! Wow, that was a good book. Okay. Oh, thank you so much for enjoying my book. Now I'm going to show you a t-shirt that is kind of foreshadowing what the book I'm going to read next. I will tell you a little bit about this kid here. So this is Jacob Wetterling. I cannot say his last name for the life of me. And he was 11 when he was, no doubt, kidnapped and killed by this old man. Well, he's probably an old man now, and it's a sad story. So I will tell you the name of the book when I read it, and I will be posting the name of the book next month on my Facebook page at Christy's Book Corner. And thank you so much for reading this book, following along with me. I enjoyed writing it, and I enjoyed reading it for the very first time. I don't know why it took me a long time to read, and like long time for me to start reading it. So thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for next month's book, and Remember to subscribe, comment, and like, and to dare to dream. Bye, guys.